Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's edition of the Bird Word. And I'm your host, the Hawkman65. Well, here we are one day after the San Diego preseason game, and the biggest thing we were talking about earlier in the show was the injury factor. And guess what? We came out of the game very, very well. Christian Michael, the running back out of Texas A&M, has missed a couple days of practice since the game due to some back spasms, but nothing to worry about as far as any other major injuries go. The game was a victory, 31-10. Again, with preseason, not that important. Most important thing, again, is the injury factor. Moving on. We had a very nice performance out of quite a few players. We'll start right off the top with Russell Wilson. He moved very well in the pocket. He threw a couple completions. We didn't have our full complement of offensive players, missing Marshawn Lynch, our tight end Zach Miller, and Sidney Rice also sat out due to the surgery in the offseason in Switzerland. So our offense, while didn't look sharp, we looked good enough for the first preseason game. Our backup quarterback competition is looking mighty, mighty tasty. We have Brady Quinn and the flash in the pan welcome back Tavares Jackson. Tavares Jackson threw 2 touchdown passes. I've never had a problem with Tavares Jackson, and he proved to be just as good as we thought he was. Throws a great ball, can move in the pocket, and move the team nicely again against the second team and third team defense. Not that concerning. More concerning to me is watching the way he handles the ball and the way he played, and he played very, very well. Brady Quinn also did very well. He threw a touchdown pass, moved the team a little bit. Right now, I'm going to give the early season nod to Tavares Jackson. He's a better grasp of the offense, and he's a little bit more mobile, so much more to my liking. Standouts on the offense, on the other hand, Christian Michael, Texas A&M running back, played very, very well. Averaged over 5 yards a carry, 89 yards. Not concerned with the yards, I'm more concerned with the yards per carry, which was very impressive. Russell Turbin just came back from a minor foot injury. He better get his butt in gear, because I'll tell you what, this Christian Michael is really going to give him a run for his money for that backup job. My favorite player, though, out of all the guys that we just signed was Stephen Williams. He was a backup in Arizona, and let me tell you, he caught 2 nice balls while he was getting mauled both times. And we certainly can't, discount not having Percy Harvin. This Williams guy might make a move, so that's the player to watch. Again, the preseason game, not much to add on what happened. A victory is nice, not important. I do like how our backups performed, and I think we're right where we should be. You don't get overly excited about the first game. The worst thing you want to see is terrible, which we weren't. So that is a very good first preseason game. Now to my negative thing about the game. I did not like how quickly and how easily San Diego moved the ball on our defense. We had our starters in the first series. Uh, the San Diego just moved the ball down the field. I know Antonio Gates is a great tight end, but you got to cover the best guy on the field. Again, not too worried being the first preseason game, but I'll tell you, our defense has got to shore it up a little bit. That first series was not impressive at all. We held them to a field goal, stopped them on a third down and short, but the defense got to pick it up a little bit. They made Philip Rivers look entirely too good, and seeing as how they really only have one receiver, and you know who he is, you got to make better plays. But other than that, very, very good first preseason game. Very happy. A note, I expect a surprise competition between Wiggs and Hauska, our field goal kicker. Hauska came off an injury last year near the end of the season, so he's showing he's a little fragile. And this Wiggs guy made some nice kicks. Looks like he's got a strong leg. I think that is a definite competition to watch in the camp, along with the backup quarterback position. So that's all I have for this week's game. I expect another step forward in the next week's game against the Broncos. And I hate to keep shouting out to my same friend, but Sean, preseason game or not, we're coming for you. And as I will close out every show of the Bird Word week to week, I must reiterate, this is Russell Wilson, and I love him.